Greetings and welcome. Today we'll see the topic rectilinear motion. As we all know, rectilinear motion, that means motion along a straight line. If I say x is the displacement, then we can say that dx by dt is nothing but velocity. And what is acceleration? That is d2x by dt square, that is second order derivative, is known as acceleration, or we can say it as dv by dt. Since this is velocity, its derivative will give us acceleration, and some people may consider the expression for acceleration as v into dv by dx. These are the three different notation for acceleration. Depending upon the problem, we'll choose the notation for acceleration. Along with this, we know the Newton's second law, that is force is equal to mass into acceleration. The generalization of Newton's second law is done by D'Alembert. It implies that algebraic sum of forces acting on a particle is equal to mass into acceleration. Net force or algebraic sum, whatever may be the number of forces acting on a particle, its sum is equal to mass into acceleration, and we'll use this equation while writing the differential equation, that summation of force is equal to mass into acceleration. We'll consider one example. A body of mass m falling from rest is subjected to force of gravity and an air resistance proportional to square of the velocity kv square. If it falls through a distance x and possesses a velocity v at that instant, we want to prove that twice kx upon m equal to log of a square upon a square minus v square, where they have given that mg is equal to k square. This is given. Now first, solving the examples, we'll check the number of forces acting on a particle. Now the first one is air resistance. It is resistance opposition, therefore sign for this will be minus. Air resistance, that is minus kv square. If it falls through, it is what? Falling. That means it is along the direction of gravitational force. So therefore the sign for gravitational force will be plus mg. Distance x and possesses a velocity v. So the net force is equal to minus kv square plus mg. Now what this D'Alembert's principle implies? Net force is equal to mass into acceleration. So this is mass into acceleration. By using D'Alembert's principle, we have minus kv square plus mg. Now we'll use the expression for acceleration. We have three expressions. One is dv by dt, another one is d2x by dt square, and third one is v into dv by dx. Now if you see the example, here we want relation between x and v. So we'll consider acceleration as v into dv by dx, that is mass into v into dv by dx equal to minus kv square. They have given that mg is equal to k square, so I can say plus ka square. We can convert this into variable separable form. This m into v dv by dx equal to, we can take k common, inside the bracket it is a square minus v square. So this can be written as v into dv upon k in bracket a square minus v square equal to k dx upon m. This is in variable separable form. Variables of v on one side, variables of x on another side. Now for this, we will integrate this. So first, okay, I have kept this k on the left hand side. What is derivative of a square minus v square? That is minus 2v. We have v, so I will multiply and divide by minus 2. This is minus half integral of minus 2v dv upon a square minus v square equal to k by m is constant integral of dx. Now if you see this, this is in the form of derivative. This is f dash, this is derivative of a square minus v square. So it is in the form of f dash upon f, and we know that integral of f dash upon f is log of a square minus v square equal to k by m. Integral of dx is x plus constant of integration c. Now to determine value of c, we'll use the initial condition. A body of mass m falling from c. What they have given? Falling from rest. That means when initially when x is equal to 0, v is equal to 0, it falls from rest. So if we'll put x equal to 0, v equal to 0, this will gives you value of c. C is equal to, if I'll put x is equal to 0, 0 into anything, 0, v is 0. So c is equal to minus half log of a square. Substitute this value of c in the above equation. You'll get minus half log of a square minus v square equal to k upon m x minus half log of a square. Now if I'll transfer this minus half to the left hand side, it will become plus half. We can take half common inside the bracket, log of a square minus log of a square minus v square. Now you have to use rules of logarithm. This kx upon m as it is. Transfer this 2 to the left hand side, and for this if you use rules of logarithm, log a minus log b is nothing but log of a by b. Therefore you will get twice kx upon m equal to log of a square upon a square minus v square, and this is we want to prove that twice kx upon m equal to log of a square upon a square minus v square. If you observe this, what we have done, only we are using, first write down the net force, then by using D'Alembert's principle, net force is equal to mass into acceleration. Depending upon the problem, you have to choose the expression for acceleration and solve the differential equation. Okay, we'll take the next example. A body starts moving from rest. It is opposed by force per unit mass of value Cx and resistance per unit mass of value bv square, where x and v are the displacement and velocity. We want to show that v square is equal to c upon 2b square in bracket 1 minus e raised to minus twice bx minus cx upon b. Now first we'll write down the forces acting on a particle. So net force equal to, it is opposed by, it is what? Opposition to the motion, therefore the sign will be minus. It is opposed by force per unit mass. The force is given for unit mass of value Cx, so it is minus Cx, and the second one is resistance. Resistance, that means again opposition to the motion, per unit mass, again unit mass of value bv v square, that means minus bv square. Resistance, therefore the sign is negative. So the net force acting on a particle is what? Minus Cx minus bv square. Now by using D'Alembert's principle, what you have? Net force is equal to mass into acceleration, but this is the force per unit mass, that means value of m is equal to 1. So we have net force is equal to acceleration, that is minus Cx minus bv square. Again if you see the expression, whatever we want to prove, here we have velocity and relation between v and x. Therefore we can consider acceleration as v into dv by dx. If I transfer minus bv square to the left hand side, it is plus bv square equal to minus cx. Now for this, if I use the substitution, say v square is equal to u, this will implies 2v dv by dx equal to du by dx. Therefore value of v into dv by dx is half du by dx plus du equal to minus cx. We want coefficient of du by dx is equal to 1. Therefore this can be written as du by dx plus 2b u equal to minus twice cx. Now if you observe this, this is nothing but linear differential equation in u. See, the highest power of u is 1, du by dx degree is 1, again coefficient of du by dx is 1, and on the right hand side we have only independent variable, that is x. So this is linear in x. Therefore, if I'll compare this with dy by dx plus py equal to q, you will get value of p and q, that p is equal to twice b and value of q is minus twice cx. You are able to recall the procedure to solve the linear differential equation from unit number 1. Therefore, first we will find the integrating factor. It is e raised to integral of p independent variable, that is p dx. P is twice b. So, it is twice b into dx equal to e raised to 2bx. Integrating factor is e raised to 2bx. This is linear in u. Therefore, solution will be given by u into integrating factor, that is u into e raised to 2bx equal to, in the integral sign q, what is value of q? Keep inside the bracket, minus twice cx into integrating factor, that is e raised to 2bx dx plus constant of integration, say it as a. Now we have two functions, one is algebraic, another one is exponential. To find its integral, we will use by parts rule. First we have to arrange the function by using the rule LIATE. That means algebraic will be first, exponential will be second. Here we can use the continuous by parts also. First function as it is, that is minus twice cx as it is, integral of second term, that is integral of e raised to 2bx upon 2b. First term is plus, next will be minus. Derivative of first, what is derivative of minus 2cx? It is minus 2c into integral of second. You have to take derivative of this, and second one is integral of second function. So, if I will take integral of this, e raised to 2bx upon 4b square. If I write down the next term, you have to take derivative of minus 2c, and derivative of minus 2c is constant. Therefore, the derivative will be 0. 0 into anything, 0, plus constant of integration a, u into e raised to 2bx. Now, we will divide throughout by e raised to 2bx and we will substitute value of u. What is your u? U is equal to v square. So, you will get v square equal to e raised to 2bx will get cancelled, 2 will get cancelled. What is remaining? Minus cx upon b, minus minus plus e raised to 2bx will get cancelled, c upon 2b square plus a into e raised to minus 2bx. Now, what is unknown here? You have to find value of constant of integration. For this, we will use the given initial condition. A body starts moving from rest, that means it starts with rest. So, initially we can say x is equal to 0, it starts with rest, therefore v is equal to 0. Put x equal to 0, v equal to 0. This will give you value of a, that is minus c upon 2b square. Substitute this value in the above equation. You will get v square equal to minus cx upon b plus, we can take c upon 2b square common inside the bracket, 1 minus e raised to minus twice bx. And that's what we want to prove, if you observe. We'll consider the example next one. A bullet is fired into sand tank. Its retardation is proportional to square root of its velocity. Show that in time 2 into under root of vk, the bullet will come to rest where capital V, that is inside the square root, is initial velocity. Initial velocity is given. Now, what is retardation force? That means if you fire a bullet, then it again bounce back. That is the retardation force. That means it is opposition to the motion. So, it sign will be minus. So, it is minus square root of its velocity, that is minus m into root v. This is retardation force. Equal to, by using D'Alembert's principle, this is net force. We want to show this is equal to what? Mass into acceleration. Then the question arises, what expression we will consider for acceleration? If you see here, we want the relation between time, that means t, in terms of velocity. So, we want relation in between v and t. So, we will consider acceleration as m into dv by dt equal to minus m root v. M will get cancelled on both sides. We can convert this into variable separable form. that is dv upon root v equal to minus dt. Variables of v on one side, variables of t on another side. Integrate this. Okay, it is proportional to proportional. So you have to consider the constant of proportionality also. Minus k into dt. If we integrate this, what is integral of 1 upon root v? 1 upon root v, that means v raised to minus half. Integral of v raised to minus half is v raised to half upon half equal to minus kt plus constant of integration, say it as a. So you have this 2 is denominator, it will goes to numerator. So it is 2 root v equal to minus kt plus capital A. Now we will use the initial condition to determine value of constant of integration. They are given that the bullet comes to rest where capital V is the initial velocity. That means initially when t is equal to 0, small v, or we can say small v is equal to capital V. If you use this substitution, you will get value of A, that is equal to 2 root of capital V. 2 root of capital V. Therefore, put this value in equation 1. You will get 2 root V equal to minus kt plus 2 into root of capital V. Therefore, we can say kt is equal to minus kt transferred to the left hand side and this to the left hand other side. 2 we can take common. Inside the bracket, root of v, capital V, minus root of small v. This is small v velocity. Capital V is the initial velocity which is constant. We want to show that the time is this when the bullet comes to rest. Come to rest, that means say t is equal to capital T. When the velocity will be 0, bullet will come to rest. Therefore, we will get kt equal to 2 into root of capital V, because small v is 0. Therefore, capital T is equal to 2 root v upon k, and we want to show the same thing, that it will comes to rest at the point 2 root v upon k. We will take one more example. A particle is moving in a straight line with an acceleration k in bracket x plus a raised to 4 upon x cube directed towards origin. The acceleration is directed towards origin, that means opposite to the displacement. Therefore, the sign for this will be minus k in bracket x plus a raised to 4 upon x cube. And this is equal to what? Mass into acceleration. Sorry, a particle is moving. Okay, this is this is what? This is an acceleration. So this is v into, we can say, dv by dx. So you have to solve this differential equation. We can easily convert this into variable separable form. This can be written as v into dv equal to minus k in bracket x plus a raised to 4 upon x cube into dx. Variables of v on one side, variables of x on another side. If I will integrate this, integral of this, you have to add the constant of integration, say this as c1. So this is v square upon 2 equal to minus k constant, take it outside. Integral of x is x square upon 2 plus a raised to 4 is constant. Integral of 1 upon x cube. 1 upon x cube, that means x raised to minus 3. Integral of x raised to minus 3 is x raised to minus 2 upon minus 2. Plus constant of integration c1. Now to determine value of c1, we will use the initial condition. They are given that it starts with rest. That means v is equal to 0 at a distance a. X is equal to a. If I will put v is equal to 0, x equal to a. V equal to 0, that means this left hand side will be 0. X is equal to a. You will get minus k inside the bracket a square upon 2 minus a raised to 4 upon 2 a square. So a raised to 4 upon a square will be a square. So this value will be 0. So this will implies c1 equal to 0. Therefore, we have the expression v square upon 2 equal to minus k in bracket x square upon 2 minus a raised to 4 upon 2x square. We can cancel 2 throughoutly and the same equation can be written as v square equal to, if I absorb this negative sign inside the bracket, it is a raised to 4 minus x square, a raised to 4 upon x square, k outside. We'll take LCM here. If I'll take LCM, it will be k in bracket a raised to 4 minus x raised to 4 upon x square. But this is value of v square. If I'll take square root on both sides, you'll get v is equal to plus minus root k into root of a raised to 4 minus x raised to 4 upon root of x square is nothing but x. Now to consider plus or minus, since this acceleration is directed towards origin, that means opposite to the displacement, we'll consider negative sign, that is minus root k into under root of a raised to 4 minus x raised to 4 upon x. We want time here, so we'll substitute value of velocity. Velocity is nothing but dx by dt. So this expression will be dx by dt is equal to minus root k under root of a raised to 4 minus x raised to 4 upon x. We can convert this into variable separable form, that is x dx upon root of a raised to 4 minus x raised to 4 equal to minus root k into dt. Variables of x on one side, variables of t on another side. Integrate this. For the left hand side, if I use the substitution, x raised to x square is equal to say u. This will implies x dx will be equal to du upon 2. X dx will be equal to du upon 2. X square, derivative of x square is 2x dx. I have transferred this 2 to the right hand side. So this expression can be written as du, half is constant, take it outside, under root of a raised to 4, I can write down a square square minus x square is u, therefore x raised to 4 is u square equal to minus root k integral of dt plus constant of integration c2. Now we know the integral of 1 upon under root of a square minus x square. It is sine inverse of x upon a. So this is half sine inverse of, instead of x what you have? Instead of x you have a square minus u square. So it is sine inverse of u upon a square, sine inverse of u upon a square minus root k integral of dt is t plus constant of integration c2. Again to find value of c2, we'll use the initial condition, that initially when t is equal to 0, x is equal to a. If we substitute value of u here, u is equal to x square, you will get half sine inverse of a square upon a square. What I have done? Substitute value of u as x square. A square will get cancelled, equal to t is equal to 0, so it is c2. So c2 is equal to 1 by 2 sine inverse of 1. Sine inverse of 1 is pi by 2. So you will get value of c2 as pi by 4. If you substitute this value, you will get half sine inverse of x square upon a square equal to minus root k t plus c2, that is pi by 4. Now we want the time. When we want the time? When a particle arrive at origin, that means when the particle will be at origin, x is equal to 0, we want the time, say t is equal to capital T. So if I'll put x is equal to 0, t is equal to capital T, sine inverse of 0 is 0, so the left hand side is 0 minus root k, instead of t we have capital T plus pi by 4. Therefore, capital T is equal to pi upon 4 root k. And that's what we want to show. We want the time, that is pi upon 4 root k. I think you understand how to solve the examples of rectilinear motion. In the next lecture, we'll take Fourier law of heat conduction. Thank you for watching the complete video.